could not be more excited than he is now.
Benjamin and Hans in the house from Sac Prep Music Academy.
I know, we got a lot going on. We got a beautiful poster. We got two very talented human beings. Yes. Well, yeah, just two. I was going to say four, but there's not. It's only two. Welcome into this very show. Excited to talk a little bit about what you guys have put together. We were geeking out a little bit about Guardians of the Galaxy. So welcome. Tell us a little bit about what you've cooked up and what's going on.
We've got this terrific show. It's happening this weekend locally in Folsom. Friday and Saturday. There's 2 shows. And we got a discount code for all of your listeners.
Harris Center in Folsom.
Yeah. Harris Center.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a great place to see a show.
Really
that's
is.
incredible.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about the Sac Prep Music Academy, because I know I've been out there once. I saw both you guys out there. It's amazing what you do. You've got kids out there. You're playing a lot of Beatles stuff and learning music.
Yeah. We've been running the Beatles guitar project for 8 years now. I've transcribed and scored and arranged every single Beatles album.
Cool. Yeah.
In 2024, we did 3 smaller Beatles shows and presented over 100 Beatles songs. And so the kids have been just wrecking it, just so good. They've been on a mission just to learn.
It's so cool seeing these little kids playing Beatles. You know, they don't even they weren't around, but it's just legendary music.
They can appreciate it. Also,
absolutely.
One thing we can appreciate is a good rock star name, Hans Eberbach.
That's a rock star name?
Well, I mean, that's one of the best names in show business. Are you kidding me? Hans Eberbach? I mean, come on. Let's go.
Hans, Booby.
Hans, come on, Hans. People would ask me sometimes if it's like a stage name.
You're like, nope.
Like Sting and Bono we're taking it. Like, Hans is the next one. Yes.
Right. I've known you for a long time. I know it's real. All right, you involved in this project. You get to, I mean, we were geeking out over it. How exciting is this for you?
It is very exciting, and also I'm a game nerd too, so I'm actually playing the Guardians of the Galaxy video game right now, which did not get enough love when it came out.
Yeah.
But in preparation for this, and Beatles are probably one of my favorite bands of all time, but this is a really nice switch, and there's really so many great artists on it. It's fun to sing some David Bowie and get all wacky, and like this. The venues that we're playing are exciting, and as much as these kids do musically, the stories I've seen and heard over the years of how Ben has changed their life just across the board is something like out of a movie.
That's really cool to hear.
That's
right. Because as a musician, I'm sure you can think back to when, because you didn't just pick this up recently. You've been doing this your whole life. And I'm sure there were people in your life and career that did do some real work for you to shape who you are today.
I mean, it started at home for sure. And a lot of these kids, and these days, we know like a lot of schools maybe aren't going to have opportunities to do a music program. At this point, we're far enough out in history that there's people out there that haven't heard of the Beatles, man.
Which is wild. Really crazy if you haven't heard of the Beatles. Exactly. All right, so lots of songs, obviously, from 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any favorites that pop in your head from that? Because the music was just so good.
I mean, from the dress rehearsal, I could say some of the highlights were Spirit in the Sky, Norman Greenbaum. I did an incredible arrangement of that. It's fantastic. Moon Age Daydream by David Bowie. There's a screaming guitar solo by our 12-year-old guitar player, Logan Kay.
He's just shredding it.
And, he's really stepped into a semi-professional role for the Academy. The biggest thing about this show is that they get to play with a professional rock orchestra. This is not just a band of kids, okay? I mean, you might see other academies doing that where they just put all their kids up there and they play their song. That's fine.
It's not a recital.
But playing alongside professional musicians and seeing and hearing how it's done, you can't replace that experience. It's just like, it's huge.
When you put, I can imagine when you put the magic that occurs when you put young people with people who have been in the industry for a bit, been around the block. It's like when you started drumming with with Phil Collins. It really raised your.
I suddenly became phenomenal. No, Hans, we're messing around.
I thought you got to interview him. I was like, I don't care about the hate. I love Phil Collins.
All right, so at the Harris Center, last question: is Chris Pratt going to be there? We know with his little.
Sure. He got his number.
He's looking for a ticket.
We are going to have our raccoon that we're going to pull from my neighborhood and dress up as Rocky.
That would be awesome.
Genius.
That'd be great.
It's so great.
Super proud of what you guys are doing in this town for so many people and bringing this level of show. I mean, amazing job.
Any of your listeners can save 30% on the show by using Save 30.
Okay.
We didn't know that.
Vacaville,
Save 30% off
Grass
tickets.
Valley.
Okay.
Grass
We
Valley.
really want to sell these shows out for these kids. We want them to play in front of a sold out audience, and the tickets are very affordable, and it supports music education in Sacramento. That's the most important thing. It's not we're not just like a touring pro show that comes into Sacramento and leaves, and we live here.
Well, there's the info. Go get it. We need to get our tickets, Scott. I got to go check it out.